Okay, boys and girls, today what we're working on is we are going to work on context clues. So you're going to be able to figure out the meaning of words that you don't know as they're used in the text by using some reading strategies such as context clues. So context clues are clues that give the readers help to find the meaning of the words. So you can use synonyms. Synonyms are words inside the sentence that mean the same. Sometimes they'll give you antonyms. Those are words that are opposite. And sometimes they'll give you an example. Today we're just going to focus on inferencing. So that is an inference clue forces the reader to use your brain and your reasoning skills in order to figure out the meaning of an unknown word. So even though the word is not directly defined, the reader can you could logically reason out the meaning using the information in the text. So the reader must look for clues and connections to determine the meaning. So what you're going to do, we're just going to watch this video thinking about making inferencing.
Making inferences at Grammar Songs by Melissa. What is an inference? More importantly, how can learning to make inferences make me a better reader? Let's get started. An inference is a conclusion reached on the basis of evidence and reasoning. Good readers infer by using what they already know, prior knowledge, along with clues in the text evidence to form an idea. Did someone say clues? Yes, Detective Waddle. Looking for clues is very important when making inferences. Let me show you. We make inferences every day in real life without even realizing it when we use the clues around us to make sense of what is happening. Stanley must be hungry. He was probably speeding. That man is scared. Tony does not like sushi. In everyday life, people combine the clues they see with their prior knowledge. Stanley always cries when he's hungry to form an inference. Stanley is crying. He must be hungry. What inference could you make if you walked into this cafe, Detective Waddle? What clues do you see? I see party hats. I see presents. I see happy children. And I see a cake with candles. So, Detective Waddle, what inference would you make? Use the clues you see and your prior knowledge to form an idea.
She?
I know.
She
is having a birthday party. The clues are the hats, the presents, the friends, and the cake. My prior knowledge tells me that the birthday girl is the one who will blow out the candles. My idea or inference is that she is having a birthday party.
So what you need to do is you need to use your prior knowledge, what's already in your brain, and look at the text to come up with an understanding of what the word means. So for example, if I see a wet floor sign in the middle of the hallway, in my brain, I already know that there's going to be a slippery surface, something's on the floor that I need to avoid. So you have to make sure that you're using your brain along with the text. So I'm going to use the word cacophony multiple times in multiple different ways. Cacophony is a completely made up word, but we're going to try and figure out what the word means. So the cacophony of war was challenging for some of the soldiers to handle. There were many nights when it was difficult for them to sleep. So I know that sometimes if there's a lot of noise, I can't sleep. I bet there's a lot of noise from guns during the war. So I think cacophony must mean a horrible type of noise. So let's do another one. Remember, inferencing, you're using what you already know plus clues from the text. So in my opinion, eggs are deplorable. They make me gag. Well, I know that if I'm gagging, that means that is something that I don't like. If somebody's gagging, it's usually as a result of they're trying to get something out. When I smell something disgusting or I don't like something, I gag. So if eggs are deplorable and I am gagging, are they expensive? That doesn't make sense. Are they awful? That makes sense, right? So they're awful, they're terrible. That in my brain makes sense because I know that if I'm gagging, it means it's disgusting. So awful is a synonym for disgusting. So we can say that the word deplorable means awful. Let's do another example. If you don't need to worry about talking to Mr. Kelly. He is an affable principal. So now if I don't need to worry about speaking to somebody, that means if I don't need to worry about it, I can walk right up to them. They're going to be friendly. They're going to smile at me. They're not going to make me feel bad. They're not going to say, "What are you doing over here? Get back to class." I don't need to worry about it. So if I don't need to worry about talking to somebody, the word affable couldn't mean mean. It couldn't mean that they're too busy to talk to me. It must mean that they are friendly. I don't have to worry about it. He's an affable principal. Oh, he must be a friendly principal. Let's do one more together, and then you're going to practice on your own. So the children were so fatigued from their day of play. They dragged themselves to the dinner table, hardly ate their dinner, and went to bed early. Okay, so now I'm looking at the clues. They dragged themselves to the dinner table, they hardly ate, and they went to bed early. I'm trying to figure out what the word fatigued means. Okay, so I know that if I am dragging myself to the dinner table, either I am not feeling well, something is wrong, something is not normal. Maybe I'm tired, maybe I'm sick, I don't know yet. Let's keep going. They hardly ate their dinner. So I know if you don't really eat, even if it's something that you like, something's not right. You're not feeling the best. And if you go to bed early, especially children, if a child goes to bed early, that means you have to be super tired in order to go to bed, or something, maybe you're sick and you need to go to bed early. So let's look at our choices. They were so fatigued from their day of play. So now I see from their day of play. Nothing in here is telling me that they're sick. I just know they go to bed early. They hardly ate their dinner. They were playing all day. They have to be exhausted. That is the only one that makes sense. Hyper doesn't make sense here. If I'm hyper, I'm not going to bed early. If I'm excited, I'm not dragging myself to the dinner table. And if I'm lazy, that wouldn't justify being going to bed early and hardly eating our dinner. The only thing that makes sense is exhausted. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Google Classroom, and underneath reading skill, everything is read aloud to you as well. You're going to look at those sentences and try and see if you can figure out what the words mean. Remember, you're using what you already have in your brain. You're just rationalizing, using your background knowledge and trying to figure out what the word can mean.